Hello, I'm Mr. Cruz, and welcome to another edition of To Be a Teacher. First, let me say thank you so much for all the feedback I've been getting. It's been fantastic, and I'm really pleased it's been helping people. If there is anything that you do want to know, or any particular topics you would like me to talk about or give feedback on, please, I'm the one who would like the feedback. So be it questions below in the YouTube comments, or you can just come over to Twitter at Mr. Cruz Teacher. Feel free to send or ask me anything, and I'll hopefully get through it in the next few videos. Without much further ado, let's move on to the next topic. So, you've already decided what course you're going to go on, you've applied, you've got in, well done you. So, how do you prepare for that course? Now, you might be thinking it depends exactly how much preparation time you've got, between whether you've got a month, whether you've got 6 months, depends on what situation you're in. But the first number one thing I would recommend that you think about is how much experience have you got? Depending on how much you've already got, depends on how much more you want to gain, but there's always a chance to get more. And the number one thing I would say is to try and get yourself into a school itself. If you're planning on doing your PGCE course, there's probably a good chance you're not going to be able to get anything by some kind of paid position. But I tell you what, I know schools are always happy to have volunteers, even if it's just people to come into classrooms to just help out with small little jobs. Parent helpers, student helpers, they are always welcome. An extra set of hands always helps. You probably won't be able to get any actual real teaching experience if you're coming in as a volunteer, but one of the things that you would definitely be able to do is hopefully see some high quality teaching from the different staff members in that school. And if anything, you'll be able to ask them questions. You would say, hey, I'm about to start my teaching qualification. Is there any tips? Is there anything you can share with me? And they might be able to actually physically give you some resources or certainly feedback on how you are feeling about the course and what you might want to know. If that's not really possible for you at the moment, you can always do plenty of research, okay? You want to do research obviously into the course of which you are doing, but also into potential schools around your area. Now, this isn't a set in stone thing, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more when we're actually doing the topic of being on your course. But sometimes when you are at a university and they want to send you on school placements, they might not necessarily send you to school placements in your area. Say, for example, I have known students who've had to travel upwards of 30 or 40 miles to go to their placement school. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe the university have got good connections with that school. They know that school is full of high quality teachers and have produced some brilliant outcomes for their students. So the travel can be maybe a bit of a pain, but if it means you're going to a high quality school, that's a good thing. So maybe a bit of research about your university to know if that's possible. Again, speak to potential lecturers, speak to other students who have been there, do your research about it. You also want to look into what kind of assignments and how many placements they are. You've probably done this whilst you were researching the university before you applied, but make sure you know this ahead of time. What kind of weightings are you looking at of assignments versus placements? Now, most teaching courses, they may potentially grade assignments, but you're looking for ones that just simply need you to pass. Because actually assignments are great, but you just need to get through them. And actually what you're looking for is, can they offer those high quality school places? Because that is where you're going to gain your most experience. So always do your research. It's going to be something you're going to be doing a lot in your teaching career, is doing your research. But the one thing I wouldn't worry about getting bogged down with to start with is educational policies. Over the years, I've taught through many different governments, many different education ministers. It's a bit odd to think that most teachers are teachers a lot longer than education ministers are education ministers. Anyway, that aside, there are big, broader things about the national curriculum and teaching standards and things like that which are useful, and you will certainly need to know them. But at this stage in your career, do not try and panic yourself and overload yourself with information like that. It isn't something that you should be doing right at the start of the course. You will read them, you'll possibly become quite overwhelmed and lose confidence in what you are doing and question actually whether you should be doing this or not. When I first read those policies at the very start of my PGCE, I didn't have a clue what any of them meant. And you know what? I only just read them now just as far as to keep myself current and up to date as a teacher, because I actually have some understanding after 10 years about what these documents actually mean. Be aware of them. know where to access them. Most of them are very, very readily available on the internet through the government pages, so that you can access them when you need to, but do not feel the need to memorize them. Feel free to print them off and stick them in a folder so you've got easy access to them whenever you need them, but do not overwhelm yourself with documentation at the start. You want to make sure you ease yourself in. You are going to very soon be overwhelmed with paperwork. Do not worry about it now. So hopefully that's given you some good ideas about how to prepare for your teaching course. If there is anything else extra that you would like to know, please feel free to, like I said, contact me on Twitter, or if you like and subscribe and ask a question below, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'm doing this for teachers to help them as much as possible, and all the feedback would be welcome. So thank you very much, and remember, it is never too late to learn anything. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.